What's going on, guys? My name's Theowatrix and welcome to the best in slot setups for every attack style. With this video, you can see what gear to aim for, and I'll explain a bit about where the setups are used. Let's get into it. First up, this is the best in slot strength bonus setup in the game. It currently gives a plus 216 strength bonus, which is super high. For this full setup, it costs 1.2 bill. And if you want a rapier, an avernic, and a scythe as well, you're looking at 2.9 bill for the full set. Generally speaking, this best in slot setup only has a few areas where it's actually used, but for most cases, the weapon can be swapped out to the monster's weakness to become the best in slot setup for those enemies. The next attack styles I'm covering are the attack bonuses, starting with stab bonus. And the best in slot gear is actually fairly cheap compared to the later ones in this video. The highest stab comes from mixed hide armor, which only costs about 15k a piece. Although in OSRS, strength bonuses are usually prioritized over attack bonuses, making this setup less useful. Next is slash attack bonus, where this type of gear is used when speccing corp, since landing your attacks are a priority. And as you can see, there are no pieces of equipment in the body or leg slot, since none give a slash attack bonus. There's also the Bellator ring, one of the new Desert Treasure 2 rings, and this gives a huge plus 20 attack bonus in slash. Now, crush bonus is a bit different. The entire Inquisitor's armor set boosts your crush, which makes it the best in slot armor to wear. There are a number of bosses weak to crush, where this setup becomes the best to use. This includes bosses like Nightmare or the Calphite Queen. This setup is expensive though, costing over 900 mil for this entire set. Now let's talk about defensive bonuses. And for all three styles, stab, slash, and crush, the best in slot defensive gear is the same. This setup includes the Justiciar armor set, which also has a set bonus that reduces damage, and also the Din's Bulwark, which gives massive defensive bonuses. The only slight difference between the styles is that the Echo boots give a higher stab defense than Guardian boots, so those are best for stab, but the rest are Guardian boots. It costs about 90 mil for this full set, which isn't much, but it's barely used, mainly because damage output is prioritized. It could be used at places like tanking Bandos or tanking other bosses. Now let's talk about ranged bonuses, and for this one, I'll start by showing the best in slot overall ranged setup. At many places, the twisted bow is the best weapon to use, although the blowpipe, Zarite crossbow, and other weapons sometimes can be better. Comparing the 2.3 bill to the 200 mil cost of crystal plus a bofa, it's less than 1/10 of the cost, but only slightly worse. In terms of range defense, it circles back to the same setup used for melee defense. This is the full Justiciar and Bulwark set, which has a whopping 542 range defense. Having such a high range defense can be useful at places like the Inferno, where there's some hits you just have to tank. Now let's talk about magic bonuses, and the best in slot magic set in the game currently costs about 1.8 bill, including Ancestral and the Shadow. The Shadow is the best in slot mage weapon at most places, with a few exceptions. The best in slot magic defense armor is mostly ranged gear, with the Purging Staff equipped. This is made with a Tormented Synapse, and the Spectral also provides a big magical defense. You want to prioritize your magic defense at bosses like Kraken, but you'd usually mix your best magic defense with some offensive gear. For this entire setup, it costs 340 mil. The final stat to talk about is prayer bonus, and having a higher prayer bonus is beneficial at places like Pyramid Plunder or any other skilling content where you need to protect yourself. And with a plus 71 prayer bonus, your prayer drains at 30% of the normal rate, so using Protect from melee will last over 10 minutes. The helmet, body, and legs are the new Sunfire Fanatic armor, which give massive prayer bonuses. Anyways, those were the best in-slot setups for every attack style. If you enjoy this style of video, be sure to leave a like. If you want a gaming mousepad, you should check out my merch store. There's a range of new designs in stock, with some new raids designs. So to have a look, click the link in the description or go to theowatrix.shop. Thanks for watching.